Hello everybody, if you are new to my channel or even just listening on Spotify, my name is Colby Kirby and our team name is Sasquatch Shadow Trackers. Our goal is to prove that Bigfoot exists by 2037 or prove that Bigfoot existed at one point by 2037. And if you are not new here, then still welcome to Squatchcast episode 4. Today's topic is an interesting one. Why hasn't anybody actually found Bigfoot yet? Pretty reasonable question. I'm sure that every non-Bigfoot believer or Bigfoot believer thinks about that one point in time. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So, people have been seriously searching for Bigfoot around probably the 70-year mark now. And I'm sure it was a thing before then, but it became a bigger thing, and we've been doing it as that bigger thing for about 70 years now. Many of the researchers who helped make Bigfoot hunting popular are now in their 60s or 70s, possibly even 80s. And some of them have retired from field investigation, all that stuff. And others simply can't go into the woods as often as they used to. And here's something real quick, is I think that's probably one of the reasons that, Bigfoot hunting, we haven't really found Bigfoot yet. It's because the greatest generation of Bigfoot hunters has really stopped, and some of them haven't just retired or haven't just started going out less. I bet one of the reasons is because, one of the reasons is probably because some of them have just thought to themselves, I've been doing this for such a long time, and I should probably stop doing it so often. It would just be a little break. In fact, I have a legit example for you about me. This is not a Bigfoot thing, but if they're it would just be a little break, but then that break turns into 6.5 months, and then a year, and then 2 years, and 3 years, and I started to get into Bigfoot hunting by then because it's just kind of weird. And my example is that I used to go to karate, and here's the thing, is I told my parents, I was like, it would just be a little break, it would just be, not very long, I just need a break, that's all I need. The last time I went to karate was over 6 months ago. 6 months ago. And that's not very fun. And here's the thing, I have decided I'm going back, but it's gonna be very awkward for me because since it was over 6 months ago, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be way ahead of me. But then I just feel like I should. So I'm gonna go back to it, even though it's gonna be hard for me to go back to it. And I think that's probably something that a lot of other older generations of Bigfoot hunters think to themselves a lot, and then they just really don't get back into it. And some of them, they know it's going to be probably a little hard for them to get back into it, but they do it anyway. Which is that is great. I'm going to get back into it anyway. Anyway, at the same time, younger generation seems to be interested in Bigfoot in a different way than older generations. A lot of Gen Z and Gen Alpha discovered Bigfoot through YouTube, podcasts, or just YouTube shorts, YouTube videos, whatever, TikToks, or just short-term content, long-term content, podcasts, whatever, and just social media in general. Instead of spending days or weeks out in the woods actually looking for evidence like the older generation did. Um, so maybe one of the reasons that Bigfoot remains a mystery is fewer people are actually searching in the field than they were decades ago. Um, that's just one possibility, but it's definitely something worth thinking about. And you know, I think that something very, very unfortunate is that, you know, one thing that I've heard before about people saying is, you know, like, oh, the technology is getting good enough for us to finally catch up with Bigfoot. But most of the people who really say that are older generations and don't really do Bigfoot hunting as much and not really in the same way anymore. And in my personal opinion, if we transform Gen Z and Gen Alpha into Bigfoot hunters like Bigfoot hunters used to be, spending days or maybe even weeks out in the woods looking for Bigfoot, and we use the right technology, then 100% we could 100% find Bigfoot. But, you know, I mean, it's it would just be crazy hard to do that. So that's pretty unfortunate. But you know, I'm really hoping we can turn the newer generations around into legit Bigfoot believers who don't just watch like funny content about Bigfoot, but who actually go out and look for him. You know, and you know, there's another example is in my YouTube studio, I can look at the ages that people are when they watch our videos, and a lot of them legit are in their 20s, and there are a couple even 65 plus people watching. And this is what I mean. This is my example about it. Is the type of Bigfoot content I am really trying to create, which is the more serious type. The reason that's getting more older views is because the you know older generation of Bigfoot hunters that really care about that stuff start watching. And you know, my teenager viewers are very, very low. In fact, let me look. So yeah, that's just a very interesting thing. Let me see. Go into audience. We'll wait for that to load. Yeah, it's just very interesting. Let's see. Now, okay, yeah, my highest viewers, like the highest amount of viewers I have. Let's see. So I'm just gonna read the analytics on my audience and to like the ages, all that stuff. But okay, so 13 through 17 years old are 27.0%. 18 to 24-year-olds is only 2.1%. That's actually a little surprising to me for some reason. Let's see, 25 to 34-year-olds are only 8. Well, and 25 to 34-year-olds are my highest amount of viewers at 27.3%. Then there's 35 through 44-year-olds, which is 27.0%. Then 45 to 54-year-olds, which is 12.3%. Then there is 55 to 64-year-olds, which is 3.8%. And then 65 plus year olds are 0.6%. So I think definitely the probably the generations that are older that are watching me are the more serious, you know, generations about this. It is unfortunately very hard to find younger generations that are legitimately serious about this. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna pass it over to Sam and see what he has to say. So yeah.
Hello guys, it's Sam, and today I'm going to be talking on why nobody has found Bigfoot, so let's get right into it. So, one of my first reasons is that the wilderness is actually much, much bigger than people think. Most people imagine the United States as highways, suburbs, and cities, but really, the United States has over 190 million acres of land just in the national forests. This doesn't include state forests or private land. There are places in North America where you can walk for days without seeing another human being. Some areas are so dense with trees, cliffs, and undergrowth that even experienced hikers avoid them. If we can go decades without finding rare species, new types of insects, and previously unknown mammals, then it's not impossible that a highly intelligent, cautious primate would avoid us too. The next reason is that he intentionally avoids humans. So, patterns have shown that he doesn't want to be found. And as a highly intelligent being or species, that it'd be intelligent for them to not show themselves intentionally because they've seen what we've done to forests as humans, and we've just destroyed so much of it, and they don't want to be captured or anything like that. Another reason is that technology, even though technology has advanced, it's not it's not really that advanced to where we're at the point of we can just drop in a tube and then we'll know what lives in the entire forest. We just can't do that yet. So it's not plausible to believe that just because we have good technology, we can just find them instantly because of that. And that's one of the main reasons I think that people dismiss the likelihood of there actually being Bigfoot is because we haven't found it yet, which is not entirely true or a reasonable argument. Uh, one of Another reason is this is slightly it's different. So nature doesn't preserve bones and hair and stuff like that the way people think. So I took a high school forensics class this year, and in that class we talked about nature and how bugs get to all of that. So like if we have a deer corpse in our backyard, it'll be gone within 2 weeks. You'll never be able to tell that it was there. Bugs will get to it, and vultures, and all sorts of stuff. So just because we haven't found bones or a body does not mean that it doesn't exist. And that's another reason a lot of people instantly dismissed it. Uh, Here's another thing that Colby was talking about a little. Our researchers, we just don't have enough, and the ones we do have, they don't get paid enough. We can't This is not really a highly paid uh job. It's more of a side hobby that you require money for traveling, for supplies, for gear. It's really just we don't have the money and funds to find it quick enough. And even if there is technology that we can use, we can't buy it because we don't have $30,000 for a super expensive radar. However, if this channel gets monetized, we'll see what we can do. 2037, you guys know the date. I'm just kidding. But that is seriously a big reason why we can't find him. So those are my main reasons. Um, and here's another thing. Mysteries aren't solved overnight. We're not going to wake up and instantly be like, oh, I know exactly why. It's going to take years of research, years of work. But one day it's going to happen. Thank you for your time. That's all I have.